So my other bit of advice for you for success in this class is to make sure you access everything I post on page to page. So if I put a video up there or a map or a timeline or a piece of history, anything peripheral that you have to click on, do have the full adventure. Do click on it. Do read what I post. All those peripheral materials will give you more to say, more to process, more to think about when you go to write your papers. All right. So definitely give yourself time to definitely the book comes first, read the book, but definitely also look at those peripheral materials. I think they're pretty interesting and useful. That's why I chose them. And if you know of something that you want me to include, send it my way and I might add that to the pages as well for your classmates to peruse. The other thing to note about this first week is that we're going to have 3 different focus points. I'm going to begin by looking at walls mythically in literature and art and film and just the fun fantasy ways that we think about walls in a symbolic way. From there, I'm going to look at the book itself and give you a lot of images and information about the different walls he talks about in the introduction. So think of the next section as an annotation for the introduction that you can go through as you're reading through the intro, and hopefully it will bring these places to life if you have not visited any of them yourself. Maybe you have seen some of them. And then the final thing we'll be doing is I'll be introducing our critical thinking concepts place, where I will be going with each chapter and a critical thinking idea in reasoning or rhetoric that we're going to be looking at more closely. And for the introduction, we could look at so many things, but I'm going to focus on euphemism. And the use of euphemism, I'll explain what that is, in order to dress up a wall or barrier or barricade in a different way so that people view it according to its agenda rather than its structure. And so we'll be looking at that more closely. At the point that you finish the introduction, there will be a little quiz on that section, and you just have to get all the answers right, and you get a point towards your grade, a percentage, and you can take it as many times as you need to get them right and get the point if you wish. There will also be a discussion at the end of the week for whatever we have read and looked at. This week we have the introduction and then the first chapter we're looking at, which is the West Bank Wall. The title that Marcello Di Cintio has given that chapter is A Nakba of Olives. And it's on page 100, I believe. So we will be looking at A Nakba of Olives, the West Bank Wall, and that is the first chapter we'll be reading, because we will be reading these chapters in a different order than the one he presents them in order to look at the themes I've collected the chapters into. As I said, I'm the curator, and so I've created a particular experience. We're going to begin with occupation as our overarching theme for the chapters we're looking at first. And so we'll be looking at the West Bank Wall. We'll be looking at the Western Sahara as occupied territories. We, in fact, are occupiers on this territory, or occupied peoples on this territory. And so it's a great place to begin conceptually and actually.